Hello, and welcome to this special edition of Talk of the Town. The long-term host, Brian Kelley, has been kind enough to turn the show over to us today so that we can talk about the annual Fuller Village Community Fair. My name is Maria Judge, and I'm here with my friend and neighbor, Jane McClellan, who has the Herculean task of chairing this year's fair. And here are the details of the fair. You can see from this flyer, but let me tell you, the Fuller Village Community Fair will be held on Saturday, October 18th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at 1372 Brush Hill Road in Milton, and that is one of the two campuses of Fuller Village. Now, when I use the term Herculean, I chose that very specifically, Jane, because it is a huge task that you have as the chair of the fair. And can you tell us what exactly the Fuller Village Community Fair is?
I'd love to, Maria. It's a fundraiser and a community builder at Fuller Village. The term that I love, one of our residents coined, was friend-raiser. And it truly is a friend-raiser. We get to know many more people when we step out and volunteer, and we really enjoy collaborating on the fair. We offer a wide variety of items for sale, and we have a history. This is our 20th year that we're having the fair, and every year it gets bigger and better. We add a little bit here, a little bit there, and makes it especially interesting for our fairgoers, which is what our goal is. Dozens of people are involved in putting it together over a long period of time, and hundreds attend the fair. It's heartwarming to see everybody who comes to the fair after all our hard work. So anticipation builds as the date gets closer.
It certainly does. And last year, Jane, I heard that there were people lined up before 10 o'clock waiting to get in. They were outside the door and very anxious to get in.
Well, that's wonderful to hear. I actually was not aware of that because I was busy on the inside tending to all the last-minute tasks. But I'm not surprised at all to hear that there was a crowd assembled at our doors.
Yes.
That's just what we want.
Right. People really are very supportive.
Yes.
What can people expect to find at this year's fair?
Well, I'd like to start with our tried and true favorites. We have a knitting table and we have a sewing table, and those goods are all handmade by our Fuller Village residents, and they're really lovely items that fairgoers can purchase at a really great price. Mm-hmm. We have jewelry, and we have two kinds of jewelry. We have an outside jewelry vendor who comes in and she makes one-of-a-kind jewelry pieces. And then we also have a pre-owned jewelry table. What happens is our Fuller Village residents donate jewelry that they're no longer wearing. Maybe they're tired of it. Maybe it just doesn't suit them anymore. They donate it to the fair, and then our fairgoers can look at an array of pre-owned jewelry and perhaps buy something that they normally wouldn't be able to afford. So they look forward to that, and that table is always a busy table.
Yes.
We have baked goods. Baked goods are a big favorite at Fuller Village. I mean, we have 4 tables, and it always sells out. I mean, who doesn't want to buy grandma's favorite recipes? And that is, in essence, what it is. Our residents bake tried and true favorite desserts and baked goods that their own families have enjoyed for years. Put it out on the table in a pleasing array, and they're snapped right up.
Yes, yes.
We have honey from our Milton hives, and the honey's near and dear to our hearts because we actually have hives on the premises at Fuller Village.
Right.
And we never know for sure if we're going to have the honey at the fair because it all depends on how productive the bees are during the summer.
Yes.
Summers can differ with weather conditions and different elements, and sometimes there isn't enough honey. But this year, as last year, we have plenty of honey to have a wonderful table. And that's another popular table.
Yes. And I understand this is from the Milton Billion Backyard Bee Project. Is
Yes,
that right?
it is. Yes, it is.
Yes.
And that was started by the family who tends to the beehives at Fuller Village. I believe it was her son years ago who got involved with a school project. They started the cultivating of the bees, and they found various locations throughout Milton to host the hives. And later on, a little after the fact, Fuller Village joined in to the fun. So we've got our own bees at Fuller Village.
Right. Part of the community.
Yes, it is
Yes.
part of the community, and I'm glad you emphasized that because that's very important to us. We are members of the Milton community, and Fuller Village strives very hard to recognize that we are members of a community. We're not an entity all alone.
Indeed.
Yes.
Indeed.
We have gift cards and scratch tickets at the fair. They're always a popular item. The gift cards are for restaurants in the local area, for supermarkets in the area. We have some favorite stores in the local area, and they're very popular. People love to pick them up, and of course, raffle tickets, they speak for themselves.
Yes.
There are always those who love scratch tickets. Last year, we added a table that we've never had before, and it's called the Buy It Now table. And it was originally thought to be the overage from the raffle baskets that we would put out for sale on the Buy It Now table. But we had pretty good success with that table, so this year we've identified certain items that we think would be better offered for a set price than added to our raffle attractions. So someone can approach the Buy It Now table and purchase something from the fair without having to worry about their number coming up.
Right.
Yes. Special this year, the new vendors, we have decoupage shells and ornaments. That we've never had that before, and I actually saw that lady's products at another fair and thought, oh, our Fuller fairgoers would enjoy that. So I invited her to the fair, and she was happy to come. We have homemade bath products, which a young lady from Canton makes herself and then sells them. She's a really wonderful entrepreneur in her own right.
I remember her from last year. I bought some of her products.
She was very successful at our fair. Another new item that we have this year is gourmet sourdough bread. That came as a suggestion from one of our Fuller residents, and I understand that sourdough bread is a big seller these days, and she makes it in many different flavors. I don't think it's going to compete with our bakers because our bakers are desserts mostly.
Yes.
But the breads, I think, are going to be very popular. And finally, we have some big spender items.
Yes.
We never know what's going to come into our fair, Maria. This year, a lady donated a 43-inch flat screen TV, new in the box.
Wow.
So we're going to try to find a buyer for that TV.
Yes.
And it's going to be a wonderful bargain for somebody who might be looking for an extra TV for their den, or maybe give it to their college kids for a dorm room, or maybe a wonderful Christmas gift, because we are before the holidays. So we'll see what happens to our flat screen TV. We also have vintage quilts. I'll be speaking about them in a little more detail a little on in our presentation, so I won't go into the detail now. We have a knitted Afghan. The Afghan is very special. It was made by 13 Fuller Village knitters who stepped forward and volunteered their time. Each knitter knitted a square on the Afghan, and some of the knitters knitted 2 squares to complete the total number needed. And each square has a different pattern and a different color, and then they were sewn together to make a lovely keepsake Afghan. Someone's going to be very happy to have that.
And we'll talk about that a little bit more too. We have some pictures of that.
That sounds great. We have a Keurig coffee maker. That was donated to us, new in the box. Everybody loves coffee, and somebody might need a new coffee maker at this point. Again, another great find at the Fuller Village Fair. And our last item is a free hotel stay at the Hilton Garden Inn. The Hilton Garden Inn is just a mile up the road from Fuller Village, and it's right in close proximity, and people love to come to visit their kids at Fuller Village. And, excuse me, I've got that wrong. Children, the kids come to visit their parents at Fuller Village.
That's right.
And love to stay in a nice hotel for an evening. So that's going to be snapped right up. But of course, the most popular items are the raffle baskets.
Yes.
We have a wide array of raffle baskets. I honestly don't know how many yet, because the assembly is going on as we speak. And each basket is valued at least $100 each.
At least, right.
But we have them in the middle of the floor in the fair, and people love them. They really love them.
They do indeed. So that's quite a range and variety of items that people will be able to find. We have a few samples here, Jane, if you'd like to tell us about them.
I would love to tell you about them, Maria. The first one that I'm going to reach is this one, which is a table runner. And it also can be a quilt. It has a little hanging sleeve in the back, and you can hang it up. And it's long and narrow by design, because at Fuller Village, a lot of our residents have a utility closet in their apartments, and they're always looking for something to hang up over it. But if you don't live at Fuller Village, I'm sure you can find use for it in a narrow little spot on your wall, or as a table runner for your table.
Right.
One of my favorite things at the fair are these sweaters, knitted by one of our premium knitters. She's just so special, and she knits these all year long. Last year, she took a number of orders for sweaters. I think she's still planning to do the same this year. If you had something that you wanted to see, this is a Bruins sweater, and it's really lovely. And she's got one here I sort of think of that as a little boy's sweater, although we have girls who are Bruins fans as well.
And hockey players.
Yes. And this is a little girl's sweater, really cute. And so she's got an array in other colors as well. She's got a bunch of them. And then I also couldn't resist this little hat to show you, which is something else that she knits. She just knits all year long, Maria.
Yes.
And we are the lucky recipients. I got these cards this week from a good friend at Fuller Village. They're photography and they're plants.
His original
photography.
Right.
And they're lovely cards.
Very
nice. These are in the fair every year, and people love them. So that's why we offer them every year. And I have made a few quilts. These are the seasons of the year. So we have the winter, we have spring, we have summer, and we have fall. So you might hang them in a little spot in your apartment or home, or some of our people who live at Fuller Village might choose to put them on their front door, their apartment door. Yes. So, and they also have hanging sleeves on the back. And finally, these totes are going to be offered at the fair in a variety of fabrics and colors. They're very, very popular. We haven't offered these at our fair before, but they are popular at other fairs, which is why they appealed to me. And I asked the woman who makes these to come. You can see she's got a little, I don't know what you call that, a little screening, I guess.
Mesh.
A mesh.
You say that was
yes,
mesh
fabric. And that's very, very handy. She uses them, she says people use them as beach bags. People use them as grocery bags. If they go out to do their grocery shopping, you just have maybe half a dozen items you want to purchase at the grocery store, and you can take a bag over your arm. Right. My sister uses it as a hospital bag. She puts a nightie and some hygiene products in her bag in case she gets called to the hospital.
We'll hope she doesn't have to use that too often
for
that purpose. So.
Exactly. But it's a handy bag, and really you could use it for any purpose. You could use it as a book bag, a knitting bag, just about anything. It has a little pouch here in the front, and it has a zippered pocket as well if you wanted to put your wallet in there and keep it kind of out of sight. Great. So it's an everything bag that we're going to have a number of.
So what we didn't bring this year is one of the gift baskets, but there is a picture here of it, and the gift baskets really are works of art.
They are.
People bid on them, and we do raise a lot of money, but it's really such an interesting process because the group that puts them together, they've been doing it for several years, and they really know how to present something. So they look over the array of donations that we have, and then they figure out what they could combine into a particular basket, a certain theme, and then they assemble everything, and then they decorate the basket. So they have cellophane that covers it all, wraps it together, and ribbon then to just give a finishing touch. And one of the people who works on that really is a veteran of these, and she has a particular skill, right, Jane?
She absolutely does. She worked at Remick's department store in Quincy when she was a teenager many years ago. Some of our viewers may remember Remick's. Yes. And her particular job, among others, was to gift wrap. So she does the bows, and her bows are wonderful. And they really make the baskets so beautiful. And it's really a treat to walk into the fair and walk around the raffle tables, of which we have 8 raffle tables. And they display beautifully. And
it really just completes the ribbon curling, just completes the beauty of the basket. So
and it adds to the excitement of the fair, because so many people wait for the conclusion of the fair and the drawing of the
raffle tickets.
Yes.
So Jane showed a few of her quilts. She is an extraordinary quilter.
Wow.
I have some of her items at home. I did originally plan to participate in the creative process of the fair, and I decided that I would make one of the Afghan squares for this beautiful quilt. Jane mentioned it before, and you'll see it here in this picture. So as she mentioned, there are 20 different squares. They were knitted by 13 or 14 different knitters.
Yes.
And each one had a different pattern. So this is the Afghan itself. You can see they're all different colors and different patterns. And this particular pattern, this square, is the one that I volunteered to make. It's a little bush or a tree of some kind, and I chagrined to admit that I could not do it. It just stumped me. So I turned it back, and I'm fairly certain that whoever did it in lieu of me probably did it in about a week. And this is one of the patterns, and then you'll see in this second slide, which is a green one, that's another pattern, and they're just amazing how they all fit together.
Each one is prettier than the next, I think,
yes.
Maria. And
yes.
And it means a lot to the people at Fuller Village who know all these knitters.
Yes, yes. So one of the things I discovered while talking to someone about the Afghan is that one of the women who participated in this doesn't even live in Fuller Village. She
Not
is
yet.
Somebody who is on the wait list, and she's so excited about moving here that she's, most people, you'll say they're waiting to get into Fuller Village. She's actually knitting to get into Fuller Village, but that's community before you're even a member of the community. And I know that the items here are donated. They're handmade, or they're specially purchased, or sometimes they're donated from outside. And this is a fundraiser, though, Jane. Can you talk about what the money is used for?
Sure. First of all, I'd just like to back up a second and just say what a generous community we have at
Yes.
Fuller Village. And the people who donate for the gift baskets really donate freely. They give some thought to the items that they're donating, and they're excited to see them go into a basket according to a theme.
Yes.
And yes, we are about friend raising and community building, but we also are about fundraising. So it's wonderful to know that the money is being put to good use, and I'd like to explain a little bit about that. The fair is sponsored by the Fuller Village Residents Association, which is an organization that is run by the residents, for the residents, right alongside the administration at Fuller Village. And the activities that the Fuller Village Residents Association sponsors supplement the activities that the administration offers us. And some of the things that they do are really quite special. One thing that's very near and dear to the hearts of people is they purchase library books for our libraries. And we have 2 libraries, one on the upper campus, one on the lower campus. And we all love to read. Well, a lot of us do. Mm-hmm. And so we appreciate having a full library, but also people who are visually impaired, and we have a large number of folks with low vision, are able to read big print books that are specially purchased with them in mind. by the Residents Association. So that's where some of our money goes, in addition to pancake breakfasts, morning coffee hours, lectures, etc. And then finally, we have a charitable component. And the charitable component reaches out mostly to the charities in Milton. The food pantry, the benevolent fund. We reach out to the Milton Council on Aging and sponsor them with a donation. And then a real favorite is Father Bill's, which is not in Milton. It's the one exception in Quincy. And our residents not only donate funds, but they also make sandwiches for Father Bill's. I'll never forget when I was a new resident and first came in and walked into the cafe, and they had a whole array of lunch bags out on the counters, and they were preparing lunches to deliver to Father Bill's, which was really nice to see.
Can you, so the fair obviously is a great example of community spirit and of people working together. Could you just give us a quick overview of who's involved, how many people are involved in what they do?
Well, most of our community is involved. Making crafts, asking for donations, selling raffle tickets, collecting donated items, baking, assembling baskets, making signs, identifying and contacting vendors, setting up and breaking down on the day of the fair, tracking contributions to facilitate the thank you letters that we write at the end of the fair. So it's a year-long production, and we look forward to the folks who come and buy our raffle tickets and support our fair.
Yes, yes. An important part. We can only do so much, and then we
That's exactly right.
reach out to the community because they play an important role. When do you start work on the next year's fair, Jane?
We actually start the work at the end of the current fair. When the fair is over, we start to strategize and think about it, usually about the first of the year. We take a month or two off, and then we're really jumping in again. And so it's a wonderful endeavor. It involves everybody, and we just all love the community fair.
Yes, yes, of course. So we keep talking about this being the Fuller Village community fair. So just a few words about Fuller Village. It's an independent senior living community in Milton. There are close to 400 residents who live in over 300 units on 60 acres. In Milton, we're just across from the Blue Hills. It's a place with many amenities, lots of activities, a strong sense of community. And Jane, would you like to just briefly mention a few of the activities that we have?
Well, some of the favorite activities. I know my husband loves the biking and hiking clubs. Library and book groups are very popular. Art exhibits are very fun, and we have art carts now, an art cart at the upper campus and an art cart at the lower campus. And we have an art teacher, one of our residents, who comes and aids residents in delving into all of the materials on the art card and making something special. We have a social action committee, a green committee, which really involves the wider community. And we have community gardens, which we also utilize and donate to the pantry.
Yes, with the extras. So again, just to remind people, rain or shine, this will go on rain or shine.
Absolutely.
Free parking and you'll be shuttled to the door. We accept cash and checks. No credit cards, unfortunately, but we do have an ATM on site.
And the ATM is stocked, and we've had lots of people use it last year.
Yes, yes, the bank's very kind.
Yes.
In that. And just a reminder that it's at 1372 Brush Hill Road in Milton. It's not at the other entrance, which is 1399 Blue Hill Ave. So don't go there.
Well,
here's
we have
the-
good signage
But
too,
we do have
Maria. I
signage,
know
yes.
because I made them.
Yes.
And we direct
Yes.
people down to the proper campus,
proper
at the
campus.
function room.
So you will find us. So
Yes.
that's it for us today. We do want to thank Milton Access TV for this opportunity to promote our community fair. And thank you, Jane. As always, it's a pleasure to work with you.
Well, I'm delighted to have this opportunity to describe the work that's gone on and the preparations that have been made for our fairgoers.
Thank you. We look forward to seeing you at our community fair. Thank you.
Thank you.